Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My channel name is College Football Frenzy, and today I'm going to be talking about the Alabama Crimson Tide 2020 football schedule. The Crimson Tide, obviously one of the most storied, if not the most storied and successful program in college football history. They have plenty of dynasties. Last year they went 11-2. And even 11-2 is considered a down year for them. So they have high expectations year in and year out. They're led by one of the greatest coaches in college football history, if not the greatest coach in college football history, Nick Saban. The only other guy I would say that's in competition for that award is another coach of Alabama, Bear Bryant. So today I'm going to be talking about their schedule. I'm going to break down every game. I'm going to start off with a little bit of their roster, who's leaving, who's coming in, how good their recruiting class is, and yeah, I'm going to get right into it. So first, like I said, with the roster, they are losing a lot of their talent that they had this past season. Obviously, most notably, Tua Tagovailoa, he's going to be gone. You're also losing a lot of weapons like Henry Ruggs. You're losing Jerry Jeudy. He was a big star last year and the year before that. Losing some key weapons, obviously, and you're losing some guys on the defense like Xavier McKinney. But the silver lining is you have plenty of talent that is still coming back, and you've got a good recruiting class. Obviously, Devonta Smith at the wide receiver core, he had a great season last year. He's coming back. Mac Jones is going to be coming back at the quarterback position, and Bama's getting a 5-star recruit in Bryce Young, and Dylan Moses on the defense is coming back, and there's plenty of other weapons that are coming in for Alabama that are young. So overall, it looks like they're in a good position right now to make it back to the college football playoff. Their schedule, looking at it, is definitely tougher than it has been the past 3 seasons. The past 3 seasons, their schedule has not been that hard, especially last year. This schedule, there's plenty of opportunities to get big wins. So I'm going to get right into it. Start out with USC at AT&T Stadium. This is kind of like the Cowboys kickoff, whatever you want to call it. It's that first game of the year. ESPN usually always goes to the Cowboys kickoff. It's a great way to kick off the season. Usually it's a ranked matchup. Last year, Auburn versus Oregon was the Cowboys kickoff. That was a great game. This year, it's Alabama, USC. And USC is going to be pretty good this upcoming season. They have a lot of returning talent. I don't think that they're on the talent level that Alabama's on, but Slovis at quarterback, he looks like he might be good. The big problem with USC, though, is they don't have much new talent coming in. Their recruiting class is absolutely terrible. I mean, it's horrendous. But they have a lot of experienced talent. It should be a fun game. These two faced off a few years ago in the first game of the season. Alabama destroyed USC. I think this one could be close overall at the start, but I do expect Bama to pull away towards the end of the game. So I have them winning this one. To Georgia State, that's an easy one. Unless Alabama pulls a Tennessee, they should be fine. Number 3, Georgia. This is an important team from Georgia. Obviously, this may be the biggest game of the season for Alabama, and it comes in week 3 early on. It's going to be a very hyped up game. It's huge. I'm very excited for this one. Georgia, according to 24/7 Sports, is the best recruiting class in all of college football for 2020. So the Dogs are going to be very good. They're going to have a good defense again. The one problem is they're losing DeAndre Swift, and Georgia historically has had a great run game, and I don't know if they have too many options to replace them. And also they're losing offensive tackle Andrew Thomas. They're bringing in Jamie Newman through the transfer portal from Wake Forest to replace Jake Fromm. There might be a few other options for a quarterback, but I expect Newman to get the start. Fromm didn't play very well last season. I don't think it's going to be a big problem without him. That being said, this game is in Alabama. I honestly think talent-wise, they're both right next to each other. Great coaching staffs. This one's tough. Obviously, the last 2 meetings were both very close. Alabama started off rusty, came back, won in thrillers the last 2 times. This one should be similar, I think. I probably would give the advantage to Alabama just because they're at home, but really it's a 50-50 ball game, and I do think they're going to meet again in the SEC Championship. There's a very realistic shot that they could split the season series with each other and both make the playoff. For Kent State, Nick Saban, I believe, went here. This will be an easy one for Alabama. Automatic one. 5 at Ole Miss. All right, this is interesting. Former coordinator for Alabama, Lane Kiffin, is now coaching Ole Miss. But Ole Miss has absolutely no talent. I know in the past they have given Alabama some trouble, but I don't expect them to beat Alabama this time around. I just don't. So I have Bama winning this one. Nick Saban, I don't think Bama fans or Nick Saban really like Kiffin, so I'm sure they're gonna try to blow him out. 6 at Arkansas, easy one. 7, Mississippi State. This is interesting. Great coaching battle. Nick Saban versus Mike Leach. Mike Leach, one of the most interesting, crazy coaches in all of college football. I expect this to be a fun matchup. It is home for Alabama, but I definitely think Mississippi State's going to improve. I would expect them to improve big time. They're going to have a great pass attack. Maybe not so much in the run game, but under Mike Leach, I expect a lot of passing. So it should be interesting to see. I still have Alabama winning this one. 8 at Tennessee. Tennessee is on the rise. This is kind of a rival of Alabama's. I'm excited for this game. I don't expect Tennessee to win, but they could definitely give Alabama some trouble. Because it's home. Neyland Stadium sometimes is a tough place to play, and it looks like Tennessee's improving. So we'll see how it goes. They have a good recruiting class as well. I expect Alabama to win, but still. Bye week. All right, perfect time to have the bye week right before you play a rival at LSU. This one will be tough. It's going to be a night game at Death Valley. I'm probably honestly not even going to be watching this game because Notre Dame and Clemson's going to be on at the same time. This will be a very exciting game. LSU is losing a ton of talent, most notably Joe Burrow's leaving, Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's leaving, Justin Jefferson's leaving, Grant Delpit leaving, both of the coordinators they're leaving, and a lot more. So LSU is definitely going to be a lot weaker in my opinion. I think they're still going to be a strong ranked team, but they will be weaker in my opinion. I think Alabama comes into Death Valley and wins this one in a close one. I just don't expect Nick Saban to lose to any team 2 times in a row. That just doesn't happen. So Alabama will win this one. Week 11. This is the FCS or the SEC FCS Cupcake week. It's the week where all the SEC teams pretty much play FCS schools. This an easy one for Alabama, guaranteed. 12 Texas A&M. This could be interesting because Texas A&M, you look at their schedule, they realistically should be coming into this one either undefeated or a one-loss team. Their schedule compared to last year is ridiculously easy, Texas A&M. They draw playing Clemson and Georgia. That's huge. And the start of their schedule is very easy. Their really only tough game is at Auburn. That probably should be a loss, but they might be undefeated. If Jimbo Fisher, in my opinion, can't go 9-3 next season with the schedule he has, there might start to be talks about letting him go. And I know he's a great coach, but with this schedule, he should definitely at least start out 9-1 in my opinion. So I think it's going to be a big matchup. I think it's going to be hyped up. I imagine the SEC on CBS will be here. I have Alabama winning just because I feel like they're better talent-wise, but Texas A&M could put up a fight, and it's a great coaching battle because Jimbo Fisher's he is a good coach, but we'll see how it goes for Texas A&M. I expect them to be pretty highly ranked coming into this game, definitely in the top 10. 13, the Iron Bowl against Auburn. Big game here. Nick Saban's going to be wanting revenge, obviously. After that loss last year against Auburn, he was very angry. A couple of things didn't go his way that he wanted them to go his way. A couple of calls he didn't like. I'm sure he's going to be angry. Auburn hasn't won in Bryant-Denny Stadium in a while. I think the last time was like 2011. So they're gonna be angry. Or it was 2010. My bad. So they're gonna be angry. I expect Auburn to put up a great fight, but I have Alabama winning this one. So overall, I have them either at 11-1 or 12-0. I put one loss because looking at it, their schedule is tough. They have a lot of matchups. They should be favored to win them all. But they might slip up once. I still think they're going to go to the college football playoff. That could very well be 12-0, though. I wouldn't be surprised if Bama runs the table in the regular season. But I expect going to the college football playoff, whether it's in the SEC championship or to Georgia early on, I expect them to slip up at least once, just once. So we'll see how it goes. I still expect them, like I said, I still expect them to be in the playoff. But they could definitely slip up once with their schedule. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for joining in. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I probably will be uploading a couple more videos tomorrow. I think I'm going to do an Oak or a Penn State or Wisconsin one. So that should come up tomorrow. But that's it for now. Thank you for joining in.